Okay, here we are.
I'd just like to say, sorry, just before you start, Tom seems to think we're Ant and Dec. And I was sat on that seat and he said I had to swap seats with him because I was sitting on the wrong side, so...
Well, out of the 100 people who watched the last video, I was like, oh, they might not like change. It might be weird if I'm on the other side.
If you're one of those people, let us know, because I don't think anyone would have cared. Right. Anyway, sorry, Tom, on you go with your intro.
Next week, we're going to swap sides. And I bet there's uproar. Favourite part of last week. Tea with Tom and Alice. Here we go. Favourite part last week. We're both going to have the same one.
Beating Tom at the 5K from Balmoral.
No, 1 second. No, that's not why. I was just going to say Run Balmoral in general.
It was ace. It was, the whole of Run Balmoral was actually awesome. The bus, I did give Tom a bit of grief when I thought it wasn't going to be there.
We hadn't even started. This is the one thing, like, I organised it. Alice was like, Tom, you need to organise more things. You need to be in charge of this. Organise it. I don't think the bus is going to turn up, Tom. Have you got everyone booked in on the bus? Is everything organised? Very quickly, the bus left without 2 people leaving from Balmoral. I wasn't on the bus on the way back because I was driving the van back. So the person who was then in charge of the bus on the way back left 2 people behind. We then had to stop and let them jump on.
We did pick you up.
Sorry,
was fine.
yeah, that's it.
Apologies. But no, it was an ace event, wasn't it? And good atmosphere. We weren't sure how it was going to be with the bus, but it took us right next to the castle.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
So was it? Steve said he was parked 3.5 kilometres away from the start line. There's always carnage trying to get there on time, parked up, you're miles away to get there on the start for the beginning of the race. But it dropped you off pretty much right by the castle. Recommend it. If you've got a big group going, do a bus. Yeah. We'll probably do a bus again next year. The feedback, we did a little questionnaire afterwards, and feedback was the bus was quite popular. Yeah. Figure it out.
So, yeah, the 5K, I had a time in mind, 25 minutes, which I thought was pretty unachievable. Anyway, 25 minutes 45. What were you, Tom?
25 minutes 45.
I was 25 minutes 44 then. But... I said to Tom at the beginning, can you run with me and try and get 25 with me? And he was like, oh, fine.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I said, come on, let's start at 25. And you were like, oh, you want to start further back. And I was like, come on, stay. And then I overtook you in the first kilometre. And then the rest of the race, I was like, oh my God, he's behind me. Oh my God, he's behind me.
So you looked very strong.
So then I saw the rebels and they're like, come on, Alice, cheer me on. And they're all slagging Tom off, being like, oh, you can't let your sister beat you. And then he caught me in the last 500 metres. And to be fair, he was like, come on, Alice. You were trying to get me to run, but I'd given it all. I couldn't give anything else. So
so I crossed the line first, yet somehow the time says you were 1 second faster.
You must have crossed the start line anyway, it's not a big deal.
Just the first 3 minutes of the video is about it. Yeah. So, great weekend though. Highlight for both of us, I think. We also had the dash last week, which went off without a hitch. Quietest one yet, but it was just before Run Balmoral.
And still like 3 or 4 people hitting the best
times. Always like PBs coming in. It adds a bit of consistency to your training. You know, like once a month, commit to it, because then, you've got something in the books. And this is the other thing after Balmoral, and this is a topic this week, is everyone's feeling a bit more inspired, a bit more excited about what's coming up. So it's like, okay, what's your next race? Because everyone says, without a shadow of doubt, if you have something booked in your calendar, you work harder towards it. Yeah. So that's our shout to you. What's next in your calendar? And you can be like, oh, I'll think about it later. I'll put it off. That's fine. But you won't train as hard. No. Guaranteed. Like, unless you put something in your calendar, you're not going to work as hard towards that goal. So that's our challenge to you. Pick your race. What you're doing. You've got...
Run Garioch in 2 weeks. I think entries closed tonight. So last minute sign-ups. You got the Metro Beach 10K Friday the 27th of June.
We'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Metro 10K. We'll put these in the notes below as well, so you can sign up.
24, obviously. That's we've got a few spaces left in teams if anyone wants to join. Kirkhill 8. So we're going a bit of market research for me. I'm signed up to that, but I think there's a couple of rebels signed up to that as well. And then there's a triathlon at Knockburn, if that's your thing.
Also fun.
I think that's Sunday 15th of June.
If you're not sure about these, speak to us as well.
Dunecht Dash 5K, we're the warm-up, we're the hype hype people. So
We'll be there.
yeah, we'll be there. There's still spaces left in that as well. And what day is that? 14th of June.
Yeah, week before Saltire.
Saturday, 14th of June. So yeah, lots of events coming up.
I'll shout out volunteers again for Saltire. We're getting there. Every week we get a couple more. We've got quite the package from your free month. I think I said this last week.
Yeah.
Free month at boot camp, Rebel t-shirt, food. Don't have to worry about too much when you're there. Just stay up with us for 24 hours. Saltire is a big topic of conversation because it's the thing that's happening most in our lives right now. So this week we're trying to figure out t-shirts. So I'm not a big fan of a race t-shirt. I feel like you do a few races, you collect so many, don't really need it. So when we first started Saltire, we said no race t-shirts.
Also because of the waste and things, you can never predict what the no-show rate's going to be. You don't know what size people are going to be. So yeah, first year we just had t-shirts to buy, which was fine. And then we got a t-shirt sponsor for the next 2 years, didn't we? So,
which is ace, but then it starts to set a bit of a precedent. So then all of a sudden you're offering free t-shirts at the race. I don't think anyone minds if you take it away. But it's fine when you start without it, but then when you add it and then you take it away, people see it as it's lost value sort of thing. So we've no t-shirt sponsor this year. I think we're going to still give away a free t-shirt this year.
yeah.
It's going to cost about £4,500, which is unbelievable. Which at the end, we worked out is not far off 50% of the profits.
Well, it's hard knowing what's profits because obviously we put a lot more into the event and try and like things like this year we want all the volunteers to have glow in the dark gear, like wings, fairy wings and stuff around the course and stuff.
Everything goes into making the race
better.
Yeah,
when the money that goes in, we just try and make it better for next year, like better signage. Those signs are all homemade and they're all getting rotten now. So more arrows, like a few people have ran past that bit in the fire track road. So we're like, right, we need to put more money into how we make that.
The things are just generally more expensive, so the costs go up anyway. But yeah, we like to invest it back in the race, back into the atmosphere. How can we make it run as seamlessly as possible while helping everyone get as much out of the event as possible? Because it's got something for everyone, where you're that solo endurance athlete just wanting to bang out as many miles as you can. Shout out Colin. How many miles last year?
Richie.
118?
I would say, about
118
that.
course record. Gasping to be beat this year. Or, if you're just a team signing up in a team of 4, 5, 6 or more, like just working through it together, it creates its own challenge. So we're figuring out the t-shirt thing now. If we got one more sponsor for that would be great to cover the costs. Otherwise, we'll just suck it up and do it. And I think we'll do it this year, but then probably try and come up with a nicer design next year.
Or a rethink of
and charge for it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just to cover costs. We're not even looking to make it, it's in our retirement plan or anything. Like say, if we can cover costs to make it worth it.
Tell me what is your retirement plan?
My retirement plan is standing in Westbourne Park at the ripe old age of 85, still making you guys run laps. Probably with your Zimmer frames.
We actually had this conversation last week because I was up at like 2 a.m. looking up at pension calculators, and I told Tom, and I was like, Tom, I don't think I want to do boot camps when I'm 70 years old. And Tom was like, why not? Why don't you want to? He's like, it's all relative. We'll have friends and it'll be fun. And
they'll have friends. You make me sound so lame. Started Rebel to make friends, still doing it at 70 to keep friends.
But I was like, oh, right. Oh, so that's our plan then. Okay.
Yeah, we did open up a pension thing. If anyone's got any financial advice, speak to us or recommend someone, because we don't know what we're doing.
How do people know what to do? If no one sets it up for you, what do you do? What do you actually do? Because between SIPs and ISAs and bonds and pensions and stocks and shares we picked a stock and share, we're like, boom. And we thought we'd put money in it, and then it was like, oh no, now you've got to pick which stock or share. Oh.
Yeah, we don't get it. This is the week. This is what's going on amongst running around and all sorts of things, running classes, keeping you guys on your toes.
Yeah.
Always our favourite part. But we're going to cut it there because we'll try to keep these 10 minutes and in one take.
Yeah.
I think we've nailed it again. So catch you guys soon.
See ya.